Hello my dear students, myself Ranjita Das, lecturer in physics of Nalanda Vidya Mandir. My dear students, in the last class we have studied the introduction of optics, the terms related to optics, about reflection, laws of reflection, about the plane mirror and different questions related to plane mirror. In the second class, we will study about the spherical mirror and how the reflection occur in spherical mirror. Okay? So what is a spherical mirror? The spherical mirror is part of a hollow sphere. The spherical mirror is part of a hollow sphere. If this is the sphere, then a part of it, suppose a part of this one, this much, if we will consider, then this part is considered as a spherical mirror. So what is spherical mirror? Spherical mirror is the part of a hollow sphere. The spherical mirror is basically of two types. One is concave mirror. Another one is convex mirror. What is concave mirror and what is convex mirror? If the spherical mirror is such that its inner surface is reflecting and the outer surface is opaque, then this is concave mirror. Okay? And what is convex mirror? If the outer surface is reflecting and the inner surface is painted, then it is convex mirror. So in case of concave mirror, the inner surface is reflecting. In case of convex mirror, the outer surface is reflecting. Okay? In case of concave mirror, if the rays of light will move, then they will meet at a point. They will actually meet at a point. So in case of concave mirror, either a real image or a virtual image can be formed. But in case of convex mirror, we will see in the ray diagram, only virtual image can be formed. I will tell in detail later. So first, all of you clear about what is concave mirror and what is convex mirror? If the inner surface is reflecting, then it is concave mirror. If the outer surface is reflecting, then it is convex mirror. Let us understand some terms related to the spherical mirror. The center of the spherical mirror, let us give the name M1, M2. M1, M2. The center of the mirror, this point, is known as pole. The center of the mirror is known as pole. This is P. Now, this spherical mirror is the part of a big sphere. And this sphere is having a center at this point. This point, this is known as center of curvature of the spherical mirror. So what is center of curvature? The center of curvature is the center of the hollow sphere of which the spherical mirror is a part. So this is your center of curvature. C. Center of curvature. The distance between the center of curvature and the pole is, this distance is radius of curvature. The distance between the center of curvature and the pole is radius of curvature. R. Radius of curvature. Okay? In the convex mirror, which one will be the center? It is the part of, let this sphere. So this center, This is the center of curvature, and the distance between the center of curvature and the pole is known as the radius of curvature. All of you clear? So the center of curvature is the center of the hollow sphere of which the mirror is a part, and the radius of curvature is the distance between the center of curvature and the pole. Then next is your principal axis. Which one is principal axis? The line joining the center of curvature and the pole is known as principal axis. The line joining the center of curvature and the pole is known as principal axis. Principal axis. The line joining C, center of curvature, and pole. So the line joining the center of curvature and the pole is the principal axis. Next, M1, M2, the diameter. M1, M2, the diameter of the mirror is known as aperture. M1, M2 is known as aperture. Okay. Next, what is focus? See, if the rays will come parallel, if the rays incident parallel on the plane mirror, spherical mirror, then they converge at a point. If the rays incident parallel, then the reflected rays meet at a point, and that point is known as focus of the mirror. In case of concave mirror, they converge at a point. In case of convex mirror, they diverge. Diverge means, suppose this is the incident ray, then after incident on the spherical surface, they diverge. Incident, they diverge. So if they are produced in the backward direction, then they meet at a point, and this point is known as focus of the spherical mirror. So what is focus? Focus is the point on the principal axis at which the reflected rays meet at a point in case of concave mirror and appear to meet at a point in case of convex mirror. That is your focus. All of you clear what is focus? If the rays coming parallel to the principal axis after reflection meet at a point or actually meet at a point in case of concave mirror and appear to meet in case of convex mirror, that point is known as your focus, or this is known as your principal focus. So F is your principal focus or focus. Then the distance between F and P, the distance between F and P is known as focal length. The distance between F and P is known as focal length. Small f is equal to focal length. The plane passing through focus and perpendicular to the principal axis. The plane which passes through focus and perpendicular to the principal axis is known as focal plane. Focal plane. Okay. So these are the terms related to the spherical mirror. So once again I am repeating. So the center of the mirror is known as pole. The center of the hollow sphere of which the mirror is a part is known as center of curvature. The distance between the center of curvature and the pole is known as radius of curvature. The point where the rays after reflection actually meet in case of concave mirror and appear to meet in case of convex mirror is known as focus. The distance between the pole and the focus is known as focal length. and the plane which passes through the focus and perpendicular to the principal axis is known as focal plane. Hope all of you are clear. So next let us come. In case of concave mirror, the rays after reflection converge at a point. This is the pole, and where they meet, that is known as the focus. So here the rays converge, reflected rays converge at a point. So it is known as concave mirror or converging mirror. Here real image is formed. In some exception, virtual image can be formed. We will discuss it later. Generally, in this case, the real image is formed. In case of convex mirror, when the ray is incident, they diverge, and if the rays are produced in the backward direction, then they meet at a point, and that point is known as the focus. This is the pole. So here, in case of this, always a virtual image is formed. Rays, reflected rays diverge. They appear to meet at a point, and here always a virtual image can be formed. Here real image can be formed and virtual image can also be formed. But here only virtual image can be formed. Okay? Next. In order to derive the formulas in optics, we have to take some assumptions. What are the assumptions we take? The source should be a point 1. The source considered is a point 1. The source is a point 1. Next, the rays make very small angles with the principal axis. Next, the aperture should be small. Okay. So, what is considered? The source is a point 1. This is the principal axis. So, source is always considered as a point 1. The rays make very small angles. If these are the rays, then the rays make this angle is very small. The aperture should be small. These are the assumptions. Based upon these assumptions, we will derive the formulas. Next, sign convention. What are the sign convention we take in order to take the measurement, like focal length, radius of curvature, object distance, image distance. So, what are the rules we obey in order to measure the measurements? Sign conventions. What are the sign conventions? This is the mirror. Pole. This is the, if the rays come parallel, they meet at a point. Focus. Somewhere here let the center of curvature is there. Okay. In case of convex mirror, incident ray, this is pole, the ray diverge. If it is produced backward, meet at a point, that is your focus, and here is the lead center of curvature. Right? So what are the sign convention? Every measurement are taken from the pole. All the measurements are taken from pole. So from the pole, every measurement is taken. So pole is considered as the origin of our measurement system. So P is taken as the origin. The incident ray, this is the direction of the incident ray of light. Direction of incident light. So all the measurements taken along the direction of incident light are taken positive. So all the measurements taken along this direction are taken positive. Along the direction of incident light. Or we can say all the measurement to right of the pole are taken as positive. This side it is taken positive. All the measurement taken along this side opposite to the direction of incident light against the incident light taken negative. Or to the left of the pole are taken negative. If pole is taken as the origin, then all the measurements taken, if this is the pole, all the measurements taken along this one are positive. All the measurements taken along this one are taken as negative. All the measurements above the principal axis are taken as positive. Above principal axis taken positive. All the measurements taken below principal axis are taken negative. Okay, so all the measurements taken above the principal axis are taken positive. All the measurements taken below the principal axis are taken negative. So all of you clear about the sign convention? Every measurement we will start from the pole. All the measurements taken to the right of the pole are taken positive. All the measurements taken to the left of the pole are taken negative. All the measurements taken above the principal axis are taken positive. All the measurements taken below the principal axis are taken as negative. With this much sign convention, we will take our measurements. Clear? So based upon this one, if this is the focal length, and this is the radius of curvature, then the focal length and the radius of curvature both are towards the left of the pole, so negative. In case of concave mirror, both the focal length and the radius of curvature are negative. But in case of convex mirror, it is on this side, focal length, radius of curvature. These are to the right of the pole, so F and R are taken positive. For our measurement, we will always consider the object distance as negative. That is, the object is situated on the left side. So we will generally consider as negative. In both the cases, the object distance we will take negative. So these are the sign conventions. Okay, next. Based upon the assumption and the sign conventions, now let us try to find out the relation between the focal length and the radius of curvature. Relation between focal length and radius of curvature. So relation between F and R. Let us first consider concave mirror. Let us draw the ray diagram. Let this is the mirror. This is the principal axis P. Let when a ray comes parallel, then it meet at the point. Let this is the focus. Okay. The normal always passes through the center of curvature. Always the normal passes through the center of curvature. This is your C. So now see, this is the incident ray. This is the normal. Let this point is A. The angle between the incident ray and the normal is known as angle of incidence I. The angle between the reflected ray and the normal is the angle of reflection R. By the laws of reflection, we know that I equal to R. So let us take I equal to theta and R equal to also theta. So if this angle is theta, these two are parallel lines because I have considered the incident ray which is parallel to the principal axis. So if this angle is theta, then this angle is theta. Now these two angles add to 2 theta. So if this angle is 2 theta, then this angle is 2 theta. Now let us draw a perpendicular from this one. All of you clear about the diagram? Now let us consider the triangle. In triangle ANC, tan theta is equal to AN by NC. Tan theta equal to AN by NC. As theta is very small. This we have assumed that the rays make very small angle with the principal axis. As theta is very small, so we can write tan theta as approximately equal to theta. So now theta equal to AN by NC. Give it equation 1. Now let us consider the triangle. In triangle ANF, tan 2 theta. Which triangle? ANF. In this triangle, tan 2 theta is equal to AN by FN. As the angle is very small, so we can write 2 theta equal to AN by FN. Give it equation 2 from 1 and 2. AN by FN is equal to 2 theta, that is 2 into AN by NC. Again, as we have assumed that the aperture is very small, so N and P are very close to each other. Okay? As N and P are very close to each other. So what we can write? 2FN equal to very close to each other. So Fn is approximately written as Fp and Nc is approximated as Pc. Now so what becomes to this equation? 2Fn equal to Nc. In place of Fn, let us put Fp. So 2Fp is equal to Pc. What is Fp? This one. And this is your R. By the sign convention, Fp equal to minus F and Pc equal to minus R, right? On the left side of the pole. So FP equal to minus F and PC equal to minus R. So what I can write? 2 of minus F equal to minus R. So minus minus cancel. I got R equal to 2F. Means this is the relation between the radius of curvature and the focal length. Or I can also write F equal to R by 2. So the focal length is the half of the radius of curvature. Okay. Now let us derive the same for the convex mirror and let us find what you will get for a convex mirror. The approximation that the tan theta is approximately equal to theta, we will consider it at many places. So for convex mirror, let us draw the ray diagram. Let this is a convex mirror. This is the principal axis. This is the incident ray. Diverge. If it is produced backward, meet at F. This is your P. Okay. Now, if I will draw the normal, then the normal will meet at the center of curvature C. Now see, this angle is the incident angle I. R. I equal to theta and R equal to theta. If this is theta, then this is also theta. This is 2 theta. So this angle is 2 theta. This is theta. Draw a perpendicular from this one, N. Clear? Now draw the ray diagram from the, now consider the triangle. From the triangle, which one? A. ANF. ANF. Tan 2 theta is equal to AN by NF. As 2 theta is very small, so 2 theta equal to AN by NF. Why? Because tan 2 theta is approximately equal to 2 theta. Give it equation 1. Consider the triangle ANC. From triangle ANC, tan theta is equal to AN by NC. As theta is very small, so tan theta can be written as theta. Theta equal to AN by NC. Tan theta is approximately equal to theta. So theta equal to AN by NC. So from equation 1 and 2, AN by NF equal to 2 theta. 2 AN by NC. Okay. So AN cancel. So 2 NF equal to NC. Now as we have assumed that the aperture is very small, so N and P are very close to each other. As N and P are very close to each other. So in place of NF, I can write as PF, and in case of NC, I can write as PC. So 2PF is equal to PC. Now let us consider the sign convention. So this is your F and this is your R. Now see, both the measurement are along the right of the pole. So these are taken as positive. So PF equal to plus R. Sorry, plus F focal length. And PC equal to plus R. So now put it here. So 2F equal to R, or F equal to R by 2. This is the relation between the focal length and the radius of curvature. Okay? All of you clear? So either the concave mirror or the convex mirror, in both the cases we get R equal to 2F. So students, In this class, we have studied about the spherical mirror. What are the terms related to the spherical mirror? What are the assumptions and the sign conventions we will consider while deriving the formula? And finally, we have found the relation between the radius of curvature and the focal length. In the next class, we will find out what is the mirror formula or the relation between the object distance, image distance and the focal length. Okay? So, go through the video clearly and be clear about all the things and be careful about the sign convention. Okay? Thank you.